Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm making an impromptu stream. This one may not make sense for a little bit. Bear with me. I have reasons for unfairly sharing my dog on the camera and using her as the icon. Something that may not necessarily be breaking news per se, may not even be relevant, but it's relevant to me, so I'm going to share it. And hello, evening, LDG Free the Net. I am really curious what you will think of this one. I'm either about to do something brilliant or incredibly stupid. I don't know which. I don't know if they'll make any sense. It's making sense to me. Hail Connie Cleary, thank you for showing up. I'm going to try not to take a long time. I know that this is impromptu, and I don't really know if it'll make sense to you guys or not, but I saw a couple of things on the news, and I just got to share it. And if I'm full of crap, well, my bad. I'm full of crap. Going to stop the music. I'm going to say hello to everyone in the chat. I know this is impromptu. Let me know if you can hear me. I had some trouble with my audio earlier on my cartoon stream. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much, LDG Free the Net. It means a lot to me that you're here. Connie Cleary, thank you very much for being here. You're the wonderful bird woman of YouTube. Both of these people, you need to check them out if you haven't already. LDG Free the Net is developing an app that we hope will indeed free us from the chains of the tech overlords that think they have us pinned down. Connie Cleary is one of the great wrenches of YouTube, and you need to check out her channel and Fluff Chick Productions, where she has beautiful images of birds and Enya music accompanying them. And I'm sure you're all wondering, what in the hell is Curtis about to be sharing? Why is he showing images of his dog? Why does that matter? Jeff B, hail to thee. I hope that you are doing well, and I appreciate you for showing up and for the comment. I'm going to try very hard to keep this short-ish. Justice in the news? Actually, no. I really should have entitled this Injustice, but I did it so last minute. And I hope that this will make sense. I don't know if it will or not, but I'm hoping that it will. I promise not to do anything political on Tuesday, and that's one of the reasons why I want to get this out now. I want to get the hell out of the way, so that I don't feel any desire on Tuesday. I can just chill with you guys, and we can be friends who maybe didn't vote for the same people, who maybe don't believe in the same things, but we can still be Americans and love each other. But I'm going to be blunt. This one, I've got an agenda. I've got one. So, you know, if you are left leaning, either watch it with an open mind or maybe leave, because I don't know what you'll think of it. I'm not intending any of this to be offensive, but I'm pissed, and soon I'll share why. I'm going to lead into it, though, with something that's going to seem like it's off topic. Maybe you know, but RFK picked a woman by the name of Nicole Shanahan to be his running mate. And any of you who know me, you know that Kennedy was my candidate. He was my man. And I pretty much, oh, why did I do that? I didn't intend to hide you. Okay, I unhidden you. Sorry about that, Jeff. I don't know what the heck is wrong with me. I didn't like the way the Democratic Party treated them. They didn't like the way the Democratic Party treated them. They went to the Trump side. This is one of the big things that has moved me toward Trump. Maybe if the Dems had treated my candidate well, I would be voting for Kamala instead. Big Al presents. Hello. Thank you very much for showing up. I'm honored to see you here. This, by the way, was the very first person to be in one of my chats. I'm gonna hope that this will be worthy of your time. We'll just see. But I'm gonna start um, with her speech about basically her journey, why she ended up voting for Trump. No, I don't want that one. I want X. And let me know if you hear this, because sometimes when I try to share X, it doesn't.
Hello, Phoenix.
This was her speech in Phoenix yesterday. And it makes sense to me. Maybe it will or won't make sense to you. And don't worry, I'm going to share this video and one more, and then read something, and then share a little bit more, and then I'll be done. So.
Hello, dear, wonderful, wonderful people of this great state of Arizona. I come to you today as a former Democrat from California. And I come to you today with an apology. I am sorry what this party has done to the good people of this country. I come to you with an apology for the despicable behavior of name calling. Nobody in this room or in this country is deplorable. Nobody is garbage in this room.
I hope you are seeing why I would have been willing to vote for her at least a little bit. She was a tech. I can't remember if she was a CEO or a vice president, but she was a bigwig at Google. She had a child that was autistic. She had some of the similar situations that I had with my son, only she had a hell of a lot of money to help deal with it. And well, anyway, she ended up running with RFK, and then basically they were railroaded and lied about and litigated, and now they're stumping for Trump. I'll let her speak some more for herself.
And it is wrong for a president of the United States to divide this country as he has. And we are the brave people in this room that will unite it again. I love you and I love this country. When I was asked by Bobby Kennedy to run with him as his vice president.
Yeah, I know. They're advertising for My Pillow. I don't like it either. Not saying that any of this is perfect, but.
I told a friend and he said to me, Nicole, he was a former Democrat. He said to me, Nicole, I think the government needs something that politics can't give it right now. He said, I think it actually needs an exorcism. And I laughed. I laughed because I thought as a joke, he was dead serious. Dead serious. And I've learned over the last 8 months that what is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. And
I am going to interject this, and again, I've got my agenda here, so please forgive me. I'm not even going to try to be centrist in this one. But when people come out, when Cuba comes out and says that Trump doesn't surround himself with strong women, this is one of the, I mean, this woman, if you look into her, she's one of the strongest women I've ever listened to. I was eager and happy and wanted to vote for her. Do you know how long it's been since I've been excited to vote for someone? I would say it's been 20, 25, maybe 30, maybe all my life. I don't know if I've ever been excited to vote for anybody. I wanted to vote for her so bad. And well, now she's not there.
We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil. We are being called to not be puppets of corporate interests. We are being called to be individual sovereigns here in the goodness and the grace of God. You know, I've seen the belly of the beast. I've met all of those celebrities we see doing those endorsements.
And I know that that's been a big part of the struggle on both sides. You have one side that's getting nearly exclusive endorsements from celebrities, and it's hard. It's painfully hard to look your friends in the eyes and say, well, I actually, in my opinion, these guys are all wrong. I have no leg to stand on. I don't know those people. I don't know politics. She does. Please, if you're still here with me, please, if you want to ignore me, fine. I'm a dummy with a dog. Please listen to this woman.
I've been at some of these parties where people fall on the ground because of a drug overdose and nobody cares about them. I've knelt on the ground next to these individuals and picked them up and looked in their eyes and wondered what the hell they were doing with their lives. There are good people in this country, and they're everywhere, and they're more populous than this tiny segment of the population that has been responsible for so much of our pain. And it stops now.
And I wonder if it does stop now. I really do. I'm not trying to tell you that Trump is the answer. Yeah, I'm going to vote for him, but I don't think he's the answer. But I do think we've got to be listening, not necessarily to him. I absolutely understand if you don't want to listen to him. Absolutely respect if you don't want to listen to me. But someone like this comes out and says the things that she's saying. I can't help but share this, and then combine with the other things I'm about to share. Again, I hope in the end it doesn't necessarily doesn't necessarily invalidate a lot of things. I understand that you're disagreeing with her. Having said that, this is personal testimony. I'm not going to share the other video, but she actually shares in another interview that she did the incident that she's talking about. These celebrities really do not care about each other. They really do not care about you. Their endorsement is not only valueless, it's frankly more and more, it's becoming something that I'll put it this way. I would absolutely much rather listen to you, LDG, because I know you're a person of substance, than to the celebrities. Your opinion on all of this weighs 100 times more to me than Harrison Ford or Mark Hamill or any of those other people. They don't care about us. Yes, and hopefully again, I hope this is worth your time. I've connected. I don't know this woman personally, but the videos I've listened to her, I've connected with the things that she said. She resonates. She's all for free speech. She's all for real science. She lays bare a lot of the terrible things that are happening, but she's not being heard by the mainstream media. She's just being ostracized. She's just a running mate of that guy who cuts whales' heads off. And meow, meow, Moira Kitty. I think you can understand at least a little bit of what I'm saying here. And I know you do too, LDG. I love and respect you. I'm not trying to poo poo anything that you're saying. Thank you for showing up, Moira. I know this was kind of impromptu. I'm sharing. I'm going to be sharing three things. One is going to be the speech that Nicole Stranahan gave yesterday, where she's revealing that she's been in with that crowd of celebrities, and she's basically telling us that those endorsements are worthless. They are from people who do not care about us, they do not care about each other, and us listening to them is a waste of our time. Now, you may disagree with that, and that's okay. Jeff B, howdy, howdy. I've already said hi, but I want to make sure that I'm saying hi to everybody because I'm a little emotional now, and maybe you'll understand it when I'm done because I'm kind of a silly person. Moira Kitty has listened to her. She must have lead poisoning. You must have heard something I did not. So you'll have to share with me where she's crazy because I haven't seen it. Meow Curtis and Meow Jeff. Let me see here. Hey, Whiskey Flats Garden Railroad. I am glad that you're here. I think that you will appreciate this one. If nobody else in the chat appreciates this one, I think you will, sir. Thank you very much. I've been sharing the speech that Nicole Stranahan gave yesterday. I've been sharing that she's talking about her involvement in the celebrity world and how basically the celebrities are mostly empty, soulless shells of people who don't care about us, and yet for some reason their endorsement is supposed to matter and supposed to have us do our bidding. And I'm going to try to make this short. I'm gratified that so many people showed up. I was kind of thinking I'd be talking to the empty air since it was so last minute. And I think if nobody else does, I think Gary and possibly you too, Moira, will understand when this is all over why I'm hopping up and down, even if it ends up that I'm wrong to be doing so.
Yes. It stops when we start asking questions out loud because we are fearless. And when mothers realize we can't just keep whispering to each other anymore. We mothers cannot stay in our homes calling one another with our desperate concerns because it's gotten too desperate. We have to come out on this stage now. And I will share with you that coming out on this stage has cost me dearly. They have ripped my reputation apart. They have threatened things that I didn't know people could take away from someone in this country. They will even threaten taking your children away.
I don't know if that resonates with any of you. I don't want to talk. I am not going to talk very much about it. It sure as hell resonates with me. I have personal reasons for understanding exactly and perfectly what she's talking about there. That is not AOC, Moira Kitty. That's Nicole Stranahan. No, AOC, you're right. Her mind is mush and rat droppings. No, this is Nicole Stranahan. But again, if you do know something about Nicole Stranahan that invalidates all these things that I'm believing about her, please let me know, because I don't want to be one of these idiots. It's just, I'm right, you're wrong, that's it. I want to be taught where I'm wrong. Jeff B, Nicole and Junior got kicked to the curb by the mainstream media. It's nice. I humbly, I agree with you, Jeff. Nicole Stranahan, Moira, was the woman that Robert F. Kennedy chose to be his running mate. I don't know how much we have talked about it. You will likely think I'm crazy because a lot of my friends think I'm crazy, but Robert was my candidate. He's the one I was going to vote for. I mostly just kept my damn mouth shut about it because it was almost as unpopular of a thought as voting for Trump. And then I thought it was very interesting because if Kennedy was just the usual political shill, you and I both know he would have went and endorsed Kamala, and he would have went back to the fold and tucked his tail between his legs, and he would have just done as the party bid. He didn't. Right or wrong, maybe wrong. He went to Trump instead, and that made me think. And again, possibly incorrectly, but it made me think if my candidate is going over here and not over there, there's got to be something. There's got to be something there. Whiskey Flats, the all-inclusive party. Yeah, the Democrats are supposed to be the all-inclusive ones. Basically made up a bunch of lies about Kennedy. And told us things like he beheaded a whale and drove the whale's head back to his house. And I'm sorry, just use your reason. That's an obvious lie on a level that's so ludicrous. I don't understand how anyone believed it, and yet people did. Stranahan, I guess I should have introduced her. I'm sorry, I put this together so impromptu. Nicole Stranahan, before she ever got into politics, she was an executive at Google. I cannot remember how high up she was, but she was quite high up in Google, and she decided she didn't like what Google was doing, so she left. And then she had a child that was autistic. And you know more about this than I do. I know you do. But there is the question about how vaccines affect autistic children. And she had questions. So, of course, she was just demonized. She's the monster. She's the villain. And RFK came to her and said, "Hey, I'm running for president. We have the same concerns. We have the same questions. Why don't we run together?" So, she's a billionaire. And so basically she was like, "Yeah, let's do this thing." And essentially they were just demonized and ostracized and told a bunch of lies about, and had to fight like mothers to get their names on the ballot. And the all-inclusive party that used to would have been the one that said, "Yeah, Ross Perot needs to be on there. Yeah, Ron Paul needs to be on there." And now we're going to make sure to exclude them. No. I understand how you could think that because it got freaking Kamala's image down here. I'm more than happy to talk shit about Kamala. You know that. But no, this is Nicole Stranahan. Maybe she has a resemblance to Kamala, but this is definitely not. This is not Kamala. She may not seem to be as polished as your typical politician. That's because she's literally been in politics for a few months. So, Whiskey Flats, the all-inclusiveness only applies to those that follow the doctrine of liberalism and socialism. And I don't entirely agree with you, Whiskey Flats, because I know we've had this talk, and I'm not meaning to call you out in public when, but my journey in the last 2 or 3 years, it's actually been liberals. This is a classical liberal. Nicole Stranahan is not even remotely a conservative. That's what's baffling to me. These are classical liberals, but they're still not following the party line. They're differing from it just by a little tiny bit here or there. They're daring to question the narrative. And so they've got to be right out. Jeff B. JR did have an amusing bear tale. I don't know that one. And look, don't get me wrong. Maybe some of the things that I'm accepting as lies may turn out to be true. But I'm just using my reason that I've established on this channel, if you've listened, that as much as 2/3 of the things said about Trump are lies. And if the same percentages hold true for Kennedy, they told 3 or 4 major lies about him or things about him. I'm going to bet that 3 of them are probably lies. One of them may be true. And look, there it is. Nobody's perfect, and I can be mistaken. My bad. The image of her is so small. I know. I'm sorry. I put this together so quickly. I'm hoping that this makes sense. Moira, I actually wouldn't mind you coming on. Let me see if I'm smart enough to get your, for that matter, Whiskey, would you like to come on here? I know you don't usually do those kinds of things, but Facebook. All right, Facebook, load up. There we go. Moira, here we go. And let's see if I'm smart enough to get you that link. Here you go, Moira. I will send you the StreamYard link, and we'll talk about Stranahan and some other things. So, and see where this all goes. Hopefully I don't run it into a dumpster fire. If I do, hey, I've done worse things. Not sure I know how. I'm more than willing. And I know, let's see. You're on Facebook too, but I think I'm here under Curtis Selby, and I can't remember if you're subbed to me on there or somewhere else. Here, oh, there you are. All right. I am sending you a StreamYard link. If you, I don't mean to put you on the spot if you don't wish to, or you're not able to, because it took me quite a while to figure a lot of this stuff out. I'm not going to criticize anyone for not figuring it out quickly, like in the last minute. But there you go. Let's listen. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, my bad on that. I came in swinging because I came in at one part, and you were saying how some people don't like her in this net, and I see Kamala down there, and then I see a lady up here with brownish hair, brownish skin,
right on,
and I thought it was the same person.
No,
and I was like, what do you mean? There's all kinds of stuff wrong with her. I thought you were talking about Kamala Harris.
Oh, no. If
so my bad to Miss Stranahan on that one. My bad.
And again, with respect to LBG and probably some other people in here, I don't mean to trash people who are voting for Kamala. I will trash Kamala, but I don't want to be criticizing the Dems for calling us garbage and then turn around and do the same thing.
They call us that. Well, I mean, I'm not voting for Trump anyway, but they still, I don't know. If I say I don't like Kamala, they automatically assume I'm voting Trump. I'm like, boy, you were just too short-sighted on that.
And it's cool with me, whoever you're voting for, but I think, my journey, I was going to vote for RFK.
I was thinking about it, but I'm a little concerned about him.
I understand.
And I'm not to be mean, but I mean, we make fun of Biden for having brain damage. Unfortunately, RFK does too.
But can I suggest something?
They may have done it to him on purpose. I don't know.
I suspect that's a lie. I'm not challenging you. I'm challenging the news.
I've seen the guy talk. So he's got some issues wrong, and I feel bad for him. I don't think he's a bad person. I'm just not sure he's up to the task. Is more my thing.
All right, and this is my friend Whiskey Flats.
Hello.
Hopefully he's
hey everyone.
Oh, he's a little loud there.
Oh, sorry.
And let me know if you guys can hear me. This is my friend. I don't know if you want me to share your name or not. This is my conservative friend. So
Conservative.
we've been talking a lot. Basically, it may be partly your fault that I'm going on my journey back to the right, but
Good. Well, good.
But you've been respectful and you've been kind, so your view is valid. What? Before I get too much further, how much of the speech have you heard, and what are your thoughts on what she said so far? Okay.
Who are you talking to, Curtis?
Either one of you, honestly. Either one of you, honestly. But
I'm still what do you want to call it? Technologically challenged here, trying to figure things out.
I understand. No, trust me, I totally understand. Between all of us, Moira is the one with the most experience with this streaming stuff. So, do you guys want me to back up the speech and play some more of it, or are we cool with where it's at? Or
I'm good with. I didn't hear much of the speech, so I got in a little bit late. I was watching some football.
That's cool. And hell, for all I know, that might end up being more important than the stuff I'm rambling about.
No, there's not any good games on tonight. So. Well, there will be later, but there wasn't.
Right on. First, I'm going to blow this up. And now I'm going to back up to, I'll back up to here. Again, this is, I always forget her first name because I'm a dork, but this is Stranahan. She was RFK's running mate. She used to be an executive at Google. Then she decided that Google was shady and she didn't want to work for them anymore. And RFK came to her. She had an autistic child, and she had concerns about the vaccine hurting the autistic child.
And rightly so.
And that, yes, I agree. And
because here's my thing.
Yes.
I'm automatically ready to jump on some shit if it's something we're not allowed to talk about. Because why are we not allowed to question?
That's called censorship, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's sneaky though. Because like if I said, hey, you guys, I took Ambien. Let's say I was prescribed Ambien and it messed me up. Nobody would think I was weird for it. Nobody would think, oh, it's your imagination. They would never say it. But if I tell you I got a shot that made me fucked up, then they'd be like, oh, it's your imagination. Oh, it's why is it a coincidence? Why is it that you don't think I'm crazy if I tell you a pharmaceutical pill could mess me up, like Fen and some other shit that did stuff to people? Why am I not crazy if I say that? But why if it's liquid, suddenly I'm the crazy person? That doesn't make sense. The same companies make that make the pills. So why is it out of the question? Why am I not allowed to say something about that? And right there tells me they're guilty as fuck.
Right on. Yeah, you don't censor something that you want people to be hearing. And let me, I'm going to say hi to Enigma Severus. I hope by the end of this stream, y'all will understand why I just decided I have to do this. I just have to do this. And I'm going to introduce you to, is it okay if I share your name?
Absolutely.
This is my friend Gary Canaday. He was formerly, I want to say, the mayor of Billings.
Billings, the big city.
Big city.
Ooh.
And this is Moira McCabe, who ran for governor, but the media ignored her. So,
well, I think it was partially to do because Governor Stitt had a play in that. He's a sleazeball. He's a fucking like 6'3" sleazeball. He is. Oh my god, he's such a bad person. He really is.
Okay, I don't mean to disagree with you at all, or you, Gary. I just don't want to get off the rails too far here.
All right.
So, let me play some more about. I'm going to back up Stranahan because I feel like we need to hear this. And you guys let me know at the end if I'm just full of crap. But
with an apology for the despicable.
let me just go to the beginning.
Hello, Phoenix.
This is a cute little thing.
Hello, dear,
She's
wonderful,
beautiful.
wonderful people of this great state of Arizona.
I'll put it this way. So, I voted for you. I was happy to vote for you. You were one of the few people I don't regret voting for. So discounting you, this woman, and I was actually excited about this woman. And I know what people say about RFK, but I was excited about him too. And then they're railroaded. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you know exactly what that's like. You
I
know
honestly, I think his wife is his handler, and he didn't know it.
You mean
I'm
RFK,
Austin's wife. Yeah, she's Hollywood. She's like a Hollywood mole kind of.
Oh
She's
yeah.
So she's a handler.
Gotcha. Well, here is Stranahan.
Nah. I come to you today as a former Democrat from California.
This is a Republican rally in Arizona, by the way.
I'm guessing. Hey, admitting is the first step to recovery, my dear.
What's that?
Said admitting is the first step to recovery, my dear.
Right on.
And I come to you today with an apology. I am sorry.
Yeah, we're not going to hear an apology from Biden, but we are getting one from her.
Sorry what this party has done to the good people of this country. I come to you with an apology for the despicable behavior of name calling. Nobody in this room or in this country is deplorable. Nobody is garbage in this room.
Oh, well, okay.
Well,
Can't say not this country. In the room maybe, but not in this country. You can't say that.
Right on. I understand, but she is, she's trying to be a politician still.
Oh yeah,
a little bit. So she's
diplomatic.
She's saying the smart thing, whether it's true or not. Enigma Severus, the majority of politics is how badly you can paint the person you're running against. Middle is classic for this. We never change from it. And middle school is classic for this. Yeah, I know you're a teacher, Enigma. So yeah, I get what you're trying to say there. And before I go in, do either of you want to comment on anything that she said there?
It's just a pleasant change of pace to have any public figure try to call at this point in the political game.
Yeah. This was what I loved about RFK. And again, my perception may be wrong, but I saw him as someone who was trying to unite people instead of divide people. Again, easily I could be the one that's mistaken. But
I like recovering Democrats better than I do normal Republicans.
I hear you.
The reason why is because they've shown they can change their mind.
Yes.
And it's important to be able to see the world with a mind that can change, as opposed to somebody who's stuck in their ways and cannot see anything else.
Exactly.
Well, sure. It starts with open dialogue, and when somebody challenges your views, you need to look at it intellectually. And Curtis and I have had this conversation many times. Intellectualism is seeking out somebody with a different opinion and discussing things to so you can get that different perspective. One of my most valuable assets while I was the mayor, there were 5 board members. 4 of us were pretty staunch conservatives, and there was then the token liberal. And I didn't need to seek out the other 3 conservatives to see what they felt or thought about an issue. It was pretty clear that we all thought the same thing. I'd seek out the liberal. Let's go talk to him and see why our ideas might not be the smartest thing or the best solution for the situation. There's a compromise in there somewhere that's probably going to work better than a far right or a far left idea. So let's come to that compromise, right out of the gate, so we can get things done instead of fighting about it for 4 years and then electing somebody else.
Amen, brother. Amen.
All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna play for about a minute or so what she's saying. Maybe if I'm smart enough to click button.
It is wrong for a president of the United States to divide this country as he has. And we are the brave people in this room that will unite it again. I love you and I love this country. was asked by Bobby Kennedy to run with him as his vice president, I told a friend and he said to me, Nicole, he was a former Democrat. He said to me, Nicole, I think the government needs something that politics can't give it right now. He said, I think it actually needs an exorcism.
What are your thoughts on that?
There's a lot of evil in there.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Has anybody seen trailers for a movie that was never got a chance to be made called The Gray State?
No.
Yo. Well, I think the government murder-suicided the guy who was making the movie's family. It was about the government trying to start martial law on people.
Right on, right on.
You should, look up Gray State trailer.
And Gary, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm still digesting. Let's just go with that.
Okay. No, that's cool. And I want to say hi to Sashi, the man from the future, who's expecting squirrels. And if I'm not kicked off by the end of this, I will deliver squirrels. I know you're all wondering what in the hell has this got to do with squirrels. It will make sense if only that you'll be convinced that I'm fucking crazy by the end.
Oh, okay.
Sashi,
You haven't convinced me yet, but by all means.
Sashi, the panel is calling me a token teacher. I didn't say that. Curtis is expanding his empire. No, I'm just look.
No, he said one of his. The other guy said there was a token liberal on the committee.
Oh, right.
But no one called you a token teacher.
Right on. All right.
That was funny. I'm glad I wasn't drinking my drink when you said that. I was like, oh, shit.
And yes, I know they're advertising the pillow guy, and the pillow guy is persona non grata, and I'm.
Is that who's being advertised right there?
Yes.
But it is say my pillow duck. I didn't see that part. I was like,
yeah.
Hey, pillows are good. I like pillows.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Space Force.
I'm not offended by pillows. My
He's
pillows
got
look a
the
little
slippers I
flat.
wish I had
Wait.
on right now. My feet
I
are
did not know this. Buzz Aldrin endorses Trump.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that matters, but
I
did
mean,
not
it might
know.
impress some people.
Right. Well, I think Buzz Aldrin is cool. He may not know jack or crap about politics, but
He might have accidentally said that he never went to the moon, but I mean, he's cool other than that. Yeah.
Right on.
And I laughed. I laughed because I thought it was a joke. He was dead serious. Dead serious. And I've learned over the last 8 months that what is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. And we are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil. We are being called to not be puppets of corporate interests. We are being called to be individual sovereigns here in the goodness and the grace of God.
See, that's how you know it's not Kamala, because if it was Kamala, she would have said that you don't belong in this rally.
Oh, right.
To the other smaller one. Yeah.
It's easier for Kamala to say that so they don't feel so bad about the kids they're eating.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
or the kids that they're losing.
Right, or trafficking to God knows where.
There you go. Yeah.
One thing about Moira, she doesn't pull punches.
Well, it's funny that the left feels it's okay to. I'm trying to think of a word other than demonize, but demonize Christians, and they don't need to change the transcript of that. But when Biden calls all of us garbage, they want to change the transcript. To get got their little hand slapped. But they want to say that he didn't call us garbage. But for her to actually tell a Christian that, hey, you're in the wrong place, dude, leave. That tells you exactly, in my opinion, just however humble it is, how evil they really are. I mean, they are, the essence of evil when you will actually, somebody says Christ is king, and you saw it, sorry, you're in the wrong place. You need to
Right?
leave. You know,
I was pretty stunned last year when they pulled something similar.
yeah,
Somebody got kicked off of Twitter or somewhere for saying that Christ was king. They were called anti-Semitic for it.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
I was like, you have to be shitting me.
And I think you both know I have nothing against, if you aren't Christian, that's absolutely okay with me. But here we're in freaking America, and you're telling me that we can't say Christ is king?
Not at her
Really?
rallies.
Guess not.
Because you're in the wrong place.
She had a rally at someone's church like a couple of months ago, and some of the people in the congregation had to be removed. They were kicked out of their own church. If I was them, I'd burn the church to the ground.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with anybody in it, NSA. I didn't mean with anybody in it. I meant like late at night when there's nobody there.
Right. Yeah, it was not us, YouTube. We
Want to
had
clarify
nothing to
that.
do with it. We're just talking about it for educational purposes. So, all right.
And I just talk shit.
I know you. That's okay.
I'm letting YouTube and the CIA know this. I'm just talking shit, okay?
Shout out to the NSA agent monitoring this podcast. So,
Thanks to the alphabet soup. Yes.
You got it. Any comments before I play another minute or so for stuff?
Let's go.
Right on. Okay.
All that beautiful bean footage.
And side note, I think she's gorgeous, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh.
I've seen the belly of the beast. I've met all of those celebrities we see doing those endorsements. I've been at some of these parties where people fall on the ground because of a drug overdose and nobody cares about them. I've knelt on the ground next to these individuals and picked them up and looked in their eyes and wondered what the hell they were doing with their lives.
Trying so hard not to say nothing.
There are good people in this country, and they're everywhere, and they're more populous than this tiny segment of the population that has been responsible for so much of our pain. And it stops now.
Oh my goodness, I want to say it. I don't know why these celebrities are coming out one by one endorsing Kamala Harris. Why don't they just copy and paste the whole Diddy party invite list and just drop it right on there? There, okay, I've said it, I got it on my system. I was dying to say that part. Sorry. Just copy paste like Diddy's list and Epstein's list and just throw it on there. The people who endorse these celebrities or these politicians, and be honest about it.
Right on.
Where's Chrissy Teigen? I'm sure she's going to endorse her next. Where is she? Yeah.
Well, Harrison Ford endorsed her just minutes ago.
God.
But I frankly don't care to share it because I don't care. I mean, look, do I still love him as an actor? Yeah. Does he have the right to endorse Kamala? Yeah. But I don't care.
After that Fleabag Indiana Jones movie he did recently, no.
Right on.
No.
Well, but the bottom line is the guy's got talent. And I'm not on board to cancel somebody because they disagree with my opinion. Now if he came out and endorsed Trump, they'd cancel him. They'd never get another job. He's probably old enough. He's probably not going to get too many more jobs.
Yeah, he probably doesn't care.
He's already burnt that bridge. But that's neither here nor there. They wouldn't give him the opportunity if he endorsed somebody on the right.
Honestly, he's so up there. I think he would almost be untouchable as far as that's concerned. They'd fuss for a few minutes and then they'd go to see his next movie came out.
Exactly.
Right on.
It's hard to cancel somebody who's been like the it guy for 45 years.
Right on. Sashi says, "I'm sticking to Hinduism. Since we burn our dead, we don't have zombies."
Okay, fair. That'd be right on. Zombies. God almighty, dude.
Can we ship him to the DNC and see if we can?
Oh man, we need Sashi. We need Sashi in America.
Well, he needs to be a plant so that they'll burn their dead because you can't tell me Nancy Pelosi is not a zombie.
Dude, man, I was surprised that Dianne Feinstein finally died. I thought that other one was going to follow right behind.
Well, and Ruth Bader, come on now. But
Oh yeah, God,
they're
yeah.
they are the Walking Dead, half of them. You know,
Right? They're
But-
probably getting transplants and blood infusions from like all the kids missing. Shit.
how in the hell did we wander off into this rabbit hole, Curtis? But
I,
you know,
I do. So Enigma Severus sent me a text. I don't know that I want to share the whole thing because I don't want this stream to be struck. But let's just say that he is strongly agreeing with some of the things that you were saying, Moira, as far as what might happen if the government does eventually, for an educational example, start martial law.
Oh, he must have went and looked at the trailer for the movie.
Right on, right on.
Yeah, because
And
I'm expecting they're going to try to do that shit at some point soon. But I think people are going to surrender a little too easily at first because they've
they
already
will.
shown signs of it. Because
they'll
well, those that are willing to surrender are still wearing masks.
no, actually, oddly enough, they are, but a lot of the conservatives are too.
Well,
And it's
they've
going to hurt a lot of people's
conditioned.
feelings, but they already have, and I've seen it. But it's in disguise.
They've been conditioned to turn the other cheek, and
Well,
know,
that's a big problem.
they need to fix that.
Well,
And
you know,
not to necessarily drag it into the kind of shit I normally talk about, but everybody was like, no foreign interference, and there should be like no countries controlling our government, and they changed that after October 7th. They are like, their idea of like campaigning for president is promising this other country what they're going to do for them.
Yep.
What about our fucking people? Just
Right.
one of the benefit packages they sent over there could have helped so many homeless veterans and old ladies that couldn't afford insulin. They could have done it.
And we want to talk about homeless. Dad gum. It's Curtis rubbing off on me.
Sorry.
Old man syndrome getting me saying the wrong things. But foreign interference. I mean, did you do any more research after we talked about that, Curtis?
I have not. I got distracted by this speech, and then I watched. Not that you need a big rundown, but I watched some interviews of hers, and then
he got distracted by the
he was looking for bathing suit pictures. I know it.
Well,
hey, can't
this
fault
time, no.
Can't fault
this time,
but
no.
I'm not going to swear that never happens, but in this case,
where I was going is Prime Minister Boris was being interviewed about a new book by Brian Kilmeade yesterday, and he claims that there's a
listening device
coming over and actually helping campaign for the Democrat Socialist Party.
Oh, okay, my bad. That's a different thing I thought was going on there. Sorry. I thought he was talking about the British guy who was prime minister.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a book, and in his book, he said that Netanyahu came over to his place and fucking put a listening device in his bathroom or some fucking shit.
Oh, no, that's different.
I was like, damn, what?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Where am I going?
Yep.
Did
you lose power, Gary?
No, it's technological. It's just I lose.
No, they're trying to silence him.
You're I wouldn't doubt it.
Hey, I think I'm back.
There you go.
Hey.
Okay.
Guess what? When somebody sends you a message, don't go to it.
Yeah, you're on your phone right now. Yeah,
I'm on my phone.
Okay.
One of my railroad club guys sent me a message. I wanted to see what it was.
Right on. Okay, let me play another minute or so of what she says.
Yes. It stops when we start asking questions out loud because we are fearless. And when mothers realize we can't just keep whispering to each other anymore.
All right.
We mothers cannot stay in our homes calling one another with our desperate concerns because it's gotten too desperate. We have to come out on this stage now. And I will share with you that coming out on this stage has cost me dearly. They have ripped my reputation apart. They have threatened things that I didn't know people could take away from someone in this country. They will even threaten taking your children away.
Yep.
What do you guys have to say about that? I know
She's
Maury-
absolutely telling the truth. She
Yes.
absolutely is. I've seen stories, and we're not seeing them as much anymore, but like say prior to like 2015, I was seeing stories all over the place of people claiming you're putting your kid in danger by not giving them shots at a certain time, and of course child services jumping in, all kinds of shit going on, and
Right on.
so that's wild.
Well,
And I mean, if you were
there's
refusing your child cancer treatment, I could see that. But this is something that's supposedly a preventative. It's not a guarantee the child would get that sickness or not. So it's not a present and direct danger to not get it. But they would still treat you like you were.
And
no,
then-
there's even a case here in Oklahoma where a woman lost custody of her child because she refused to recognize that the child, and I don't know what biological sex the child was, but it wanted to be recognized as the other. And mom said, no, that's not what you are. And I think she was 12 or 13 when it started. And they took her away and started hormone therapy and all. Started the sex change on the child without parental consent after they come in and found the parent to be unfit to be a parent because they wouldn't go along with this.
What state was that?
That was here, Oklahoma.
Where in Oklahoma are you at?
North Central. I can see Kansas.
Oh, okay. You're way up there. I'm near Tinker.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, we're all a bunch of Okies in here. Sorry, everybody. The redneck Okies have taken over. Darth Plato, is this a member show? No. If I was monetized, maybe, but I'm not, so I don't have any members. But I could probably make it subscribers only, but so far I think it's all subscribers anyway.
That's never worked on me. I have never.
If you made it subscribe, I'm gonna give you some Okie slang. If you made it subscribers only, would that keep the alphabet soup folks from listening in?
Nope.
They just use our tax dollars to pay for it.
So there's no point doing it.
Nope.
Enigma Severus, the majority of those on the left know they are wrong about things, but those who stay faithful to their hypocrisy are indicating their hypocrisy knows no bounds. Sherlock Game of Shadows. And I don't know if I adequately said hello, Darth Plato. Howdy. I'm always glad to see this person make some really thoughtful comments. Let them listen. Darth Plato, maybe they'll learn something. Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this is all educational, if not entertaining. One more thing I do want to say, and then I'll play some more. I took issue in umbrage with what is his name? Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
That there are no strong women around Trump. Now, look, if you want to trash Trump, be my guest. But Tulsi Gabbard, no, I love that woman. Stranahan,
she's adorable, and they did her dirty.
Woman. Oh yeah, 100% they did. 100%.
I mean, can you imagine being a woman of color and they rescind their invitation to the DNC to you? Like
exactly.
that. How are they going to be all like inclusion, women? And you just threw that right out the door and told her, no, you didn't do groupthink, bitch. Fuck y'all. I don't want to hear them talk about women or like brown folk again. Like, fuck off. Like, inclusion
Enigma
my ass.
Severus. Sherlock, quote, does your depravity know no bounds? No. Those who are faithful to the extreme side are the ultimate evil. All right. Let's play a little bit more what Stranahan says. I hope you'll forgive me. I want y'all to hear the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
So.
For rising up against Big Pharma. Boo! No more!
Yes, girl.
Your instinct and your intuition about what is going on in this country is absolutely spot on. You are some of the brightest people, and you caught on to this, and you were brave enough, more so than I was, and many of the people I know who are still remaining silent today. You guys come out, and you show up because you're freaking brave. This country will heal. and it is healing now. We're all afraid of the degree of cheating that is happening right in front of our eyes. The parading of Jill Biden in a panda suit yesterday.
Now, I did not research that.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck did I miss.
What the hell is she talking about?
They made a great big deal about that.
I'm gonna go Google that because I don't know what the fuck.
Please, yes, by all means.
I want to
please
see
do.
what this looks like.
I don't want to get too far off the rails, but yeah, why is it a bad deal?
I want to make sure she didn't get too far off the rails. Biden.
Well, she did go in a panda outfit. I did do enough research to find out that Jill Biden did do that, but I've not figured out yet why that's a big
the First Lady wears panda costume as Biden hosts Halloween at the White House. Apparently. Kind of weird.
Darth Plato says, check out John Cleese on extremism. Yeah, I know that she has, but I have no idea why that's bad. So
I don't either. That's like the least of the bad shit they've done.
There's some right-wing conspiracy that Stranahan is embracing here. I don't know what it is. So if you want to make that a point against her and me, I absolutely can understand and respect that. Enigma Severus, she does not check all the boxes. Inclusion for who we approve is always conditional. And Sashi, I hope she didn't say anything about Boeing. Oh, they've said things about all kinds of companies. So, anything y'all want to say before I play some more of her stuff? Right on.
Just, I don't remember who it was, and I can't see good enough to read. But the John Cleese comment,
yes,
that would be an
Plato.
excellent topic for you in the future. John Cleese.
Right. Well, Tuesday, I let the community do a poll, and they don't want me to talk about politics on Tuesday. That's why I'm doing this now, because I've got to get this out.
No, I'm good.
I'm good. I've got to.
You can come over to my channel and complain about it.
Well, I am going to do some kind of stream Tuesday, but if you're doing something a little bit later-ish, I'll be happy to pop on after I do what the hell I do. So
let me set something up. Hold up.
Darth Plato,
and we can invite the whiskey guy.
If you want. I know you're a busy man, Gary. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
You want to do it tomorrow?
We just so you know, we're already getting pretty close to my bedtime.
Your bedtime, right on. Yeah, and
okay, we can do this tomorrow. I'll set it up for tomorrow.
Have Curtis get a hold of me. We'll try to work.
We'll see if we can.
This was fun. My only thing I gotta say, her timing sucks. She is not a polished speaker, and I wish she were.
I kind of like it though. I kind of like it a little bit because
it's irritating. It's irritating.
It seems less fake and less rehearsed to me, though.
I will say this: I like her speaking better than Kamala's.
Yeah.
Yes.
In my opinion.
She's got that weird laugh. It freaks me out.
The thing I do like about it is she's authentic. That's not crushing, but I do wish she were just a little more polished.
Yeah.
I mean the huge pauses. You know, it's almost like she's trying to milk the audience applause for just a little bit longer. Yeah. You know, when it goes dead silent, you should already be starting into your next. Come on, let's go.
Darth
Plato anyway,
sorry,
that's the only.
That's okay. That's okay. Darth Plato suspects that Tulsi switch to Republican is to position her for a 2028 run. And
that's not that. You know, that's probably there's probably some truth in that, and it's not like it's unheard of. Politicians do it all the time. The only thing they want is power and control, and if they don't get reelected, they don't get power and they don't get control. So that's the only thing they're interested in. They're not interested in doing the right thing any time or ever. They're only interested in getting, and this is coming from, a guy that got elected and reelected, and I'm not doing that shit no more. But the bottom line is power and control. That's it. That's all they want.
Yep. Enigma, I still love how the Easter Bunny prevented Biden from speaking to people. Over here, Joe, let's get that ice cream for you.
Oh, yeah, that was, yep.
Sasha,
Maybe that's why Jill had the panda suit
Jill
on.
Biden is a first. I don't think that's it. I think I tried to do a little bit of research, and there. I just need to do more before I open my damn fool mouth.
No,
There's
I-
something about.
Maybe Biden likes things that remind him of little kids.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
If I follow the panda, the kids will be there.
Right?
Darth Plato, wait till 2032. AOC will be old enough to run. A scary thought. All
She's
right.
got, I can't imagine she'll be hanging around in politics that long. Maybe, but I can't imagine.
I guess we'll see.
Right in front of our eyes. What the hell is this mockery? No more. No more.
No more.
Okay, Gary, I suspect you're going to love what she's about to do. Moira, I suspect you probably won't.
Oh, shit.
I'm closer to Gary's position on this one, but I respect your ideas as well. So I just wanted to. I don't mean to do your thinking for you. I'm just trying to anticipate. And
Oh, no,
I may
you're
be wrong.
guessing. Like, don't worry.
Yeah.
No one does my thinking for me. It's just guessing. That's okay.
Exactly.
No more.
Oh, I went too far.
Oh, dear.
I have my California state ballot here. This is my actual ballot. Millions of Americans have shed blood for this piece of paper. And it cannot be taken in vain.
Okay. I'm going to pause for just a second. I know you're probably tired of the pauses, but you probably already know YouTube hates you if you play too
What
much.
part
without
am I going to disagree with?
Okay, so what do you think she's about to do with that ballot?
Well, she's going to vote for. RFK's not on the ballot anymore. Well, I mean, he is, but he withdrew. They won't take him off the ballot, which is fucking weird to me. But I'm going to put a vote in for Trump, I'm guessing.
What do you think, Gary?
Yeah, I'm kind of baffled, just to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure out what it is that she might be doing that you think I'm going to support. That would be anything other than filling the ballot out. I don't know.
Okay. Let's see what she does.
My name happens to be on this one. When Bobby called me and he said, the big guy wants to talk. I was like, God?
Right?
And he said, no, Donald Trump. And he shared with me that on the day of President Trump's near assassination, he received a call from him and in earnest talked man to man, individual sovereign to individual sovereign. And they connected about their mutual love of this country. Because the real men in this country know how to put their egos aside. Yeah.
And I cannot resist making a comment about the white men for Kamala.
Oh, God.
God.
Dude.
Dude.
There's a guy on TikTok that makes so much
I
fun
know
of that.
I'm not. Gary, you know me. I'm not the most manliest thing in the world. But they make me look like a stud.
Oh, my God.
I mean, compared to those guys.
There's a guy on TikTok that makes so much fun of this. And he goes, I'm a white guy for Harris. Yes, I don't mind sleeping on the couch. My boyfriend's husband is more comfortable. I was like, oh, goddamn.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Darth Plato will know really how the election will go. The campaigns will know before anyone else whether they're hitting their voter turnout numbers. The TV will not comment on this. All right, she's almost done. I know I'm straining your patience, but
No.
and they know that we have to make America healthy again. Novelty. So, despite the novelty of seeing my name on here next to a bubble, I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
There's a lot of applause, which is great, but all right. I think she's almost done. But what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not super excited about Trump, but the warm fuzzy she just gave me is knowing that she pissed off all the people I truly fucking hate.
Yes. And also, look, maybe I'm over reading this or overdoing this, but she's willing to vote for somebody else because she thinks she would rather do what's right for the country as do what's politically expedient for herself, which would be to vote for herself.
Well, if they're not on the ballot no more, I mean,
well, she
it'd be
is,
silly.
though. She just
well, I mean, how is she going to be a running mate with no president? Like the guy she's running with just quit.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, but she is technically on the ballot. And I'm going to tell you, I at least would be very tempted to vote for myself, even if I had no choice.
Well,
can you vote for her and vote for a different president? Can you do that?
Maybe in California, but you can't in Oklahoma.
Man, I'm super unhappy with Oklahoma right now because they kind of cut down what we can vote for, and I don't like that. They have some guy on there. I guess he's in the Libertarian Party. I've never fucking heard of this guy my whole life. Some guy named Oliver. And I wanted Jill Stein because I will vote for the Libertarian guy. I will. But I want even it's just my little message to the system, letting them know that your left right bouncing us back and forth bullshit isn't doing it for me.
Yeah.
The fact that they cut off who we can vote for doesn't seem like a republic to me.
Right.
I think that's shit. They have RFK still on there, even though he doesn't want to be on the ballot anymore. So they'll have him on our Oklahoma ballot. They won't have Jill Stein, who is currently who is running. That doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
And I don't like that. I don't like them trying to cut down who I can vote for because you're giving me a very shitty illusion of choice here.
Exactly.
I would have to look into the statutes, but I would guess, and this is only hazarding a guess, that's probably way off base, but I would guess that there's a prerequisite of getting so many signatories to affirm that this person should be on the ballot, and maybe they didn't reach that threshold. But again, simply a guess. Don't have any idea.
Well, it feels unconstitutional to me because there was somewhere in the Constitution, I don't know if it's like Article 8, Section 8, fucking I don't remember what it is, but each state has the right to the same privileges and I forget what else, options basically as another state. So I feel if other states are able to vote for her, why can I not? If she's not much of anything to worry about, then they shouldn't mind having her on there.
Well,
but to me, it feels like the government is just tightening what little thing until they just decide to make it only 3 people you can vote for.
Right, but regretfully, each state is allowed to elect their choice for president dependent on their own state laws, which I think is ludicrous because some states even allow counties to dictate how they run the election process. It's a federally controlled. But
yeah, and like I said, the libertarian option is some guy named Oliver. I'll vote for him out of principle, but I don't know who the fuck that guy even is.
Right.
But I want them to see that like tides are changing, and maybe I don't know. Maybe we should start giving third parties better options and not try to suppress them so much.
I really wish we would.
I agree. I mean, how many parties does the UK have? Does anybody? It's like 7 or something. Right?
Yeah, they have like 6 or 7. They have a few.
Yeah, they've got.
I mean, we mostly hear about the Tory and Labor Party, which is like their version of Democrat and Republican.
Well, even Israel's got a multitude of different parties, and they've got to get together.
Like
I'd
4 or
love
5
to,
there.
I agree. I'd love to see something to that nature happen because this, I think that's part of the swamp's problem is having choice of A or choice of B, and choice A is really bad and choice B is even worse.
Right.
So is that really how we want to select the cream of the crop, is scooping off the bottom?
And none of us are getting the cream of the crop.
No,
Exactly.
no.
Exactly.
They give us trash selections and then have us fight over our trash selection.
Yeah.
And then call us garbage.
And then call it. Well, and this is another rabbit hole we could chase down, but the fact of the matter that we've started allowing bureaucracies to create laws and dictate how we live our lives and how we do things, and that that's not, EPA was never, they shouldn't be dictating stuff. They should be, this is what the law says. Government has dictated, this is the law. You need to follow that, not choose and pick what you're going to follow, what you're not going to follow, and then create things that are outside of that purview.
Well, they can kiss my ass. So I want to vote. That's one of the reasons I'm going to vote for Oliver. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but I want them to see that, at least on my behalf, I'm not falling for the left-right bullshit no more.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
And I'm probably a little bit way off from that in the fact that I personally think you should never ever vote for another Democrat the rest of your fucking life, because those sorry bastard pieces of shit that are in DC on the Democrat side that's ruining our country, in my humble opinion, started off as a city manager someplace, or started off at some local level. If they had never got voted in at that level, they'd have never made it to DC. So please don't vote for them at any level. Uh-oh.
That's okay. No, I'm still here.
Boy, it got quiet. I thought,
I'm just letting you have your say.
Hey, I appreciate that. That's my rant. I have devoted the rest of my life. I will never again vote for a fucking Democrat because they're the worthless waste of human skin, oxygen thieving bastard ass motherfuckers.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
I think that might have covered it up. And okay. I'm damn sure never going to tell you I'm a Reagan Republican that won't vote for a Republican. I'll vote for a communist, socialist, Democrat turd. Right. I promise you, I'll never tell you that.
Sorry, I had to mute y'all for a second, so I don't know what happened. I missed.
That's why it got so quiet.
I'm sorry, my daughter was talking to me.
That's okay. That's okay. Darth Plato, a USA chant could get me banned. Remember the Reform Party in the 90s? Yes, 100%. Last time a third party emerged in the U.S., both parties ganged up to diminish it. Yeah. And this is one of the reasons why...
Well, that's the definition of the deep swamp, right?
Yeah. This is one of the reasons why I'm willing to be pro-Trump, and I respect you not wanting to be, Moira. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just trying to explain where I'm at.
Right.
I don't feel like he tried to diminish RFK. I mean, I feel like he ran against him.
Well, but you're supposed to if you're running for office,
Exactly. But I don't think he didn't, to my knowledge, he didn't litigate against him. He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't shit talk him or nothing.
But the left did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm not cool with that.
And that's another reason why I was kind of excited about Jill Stein, because this was one of the first times that the Democrat Party actually wasted money on ads trying to defame Jill Stein, because she started actually looking like a threat this time.
Right.
So they actually started. So the Democrat Party is sending out ads trying to defame somebody. I might just be interested in it. Exactly. Like I might be interested in what she's got to say, since they don't like her.
And hello,
one of the few times the enemy of my enemy might be my friend a little bit.
A little bit, at least, yeah.
And at least if she's a socialist, it might mean she wants to keep the money here, and give it to us. Why is it socialism when you want to take care of your poor here, but you're okay sending that same amount of money to some other country? Then that's just goodwill. What? No. It's our money. Give it back to us.
Sashi looked her up. I'm assuming you're talking about Stranahan. She was apparently an exchange student at the National University of Singapore. She would have seen how Singapore micromanages everything. So interesting. And everyone's saying hello to each other. Darth Plato is saying more parties is more competition.
Well, exactly. They're supposed to be that way.
And I think you'll all will be happy. I think that everything that she needed to say has been said. So I can move on to the next.
And also, there apparently the
Yes.
extreme conservatives, at least the ones I've seen, want us to vote out of the Oklahoma Supreme Court 3 judges that are claiming are liberal. I'm going to vote to keep them in because
please don't do that.
I'm pissed off at them. Okay, here's why I'm pissed off the
here's the
Republican
rabbit
Party
hole.
in Oklahoma is because when the 2022 elections were going on, they made it to where independents couldn't vote Republican. I was pissed. You know how many votes I fucking lost on that? They didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't find out till later after the election. The Republicans said, well, we didn't want independent voters, so we didn't want them voting in rhinos. I'm like, that's the stupidest fucking answer I've ever heard in my life. And I think I know who's responsible for it. I think John Bennett, that fucking ex-chairman asshole. God, that guy's a prick. I hate him. That guy's, man, oh my God. He's fucking weird. Like, I've dealt with this guy before. He's fucking weird as shit. Like, oh, but anyway. But I think he had a hand in making sure the independent voters weren't able to vote for Republican. My boyfriend wasn't able to vote for me. You know how fucking shit that is? He didn't vote for anybody. He's like, no, fuck it. If I can't vote for her, I ain't vote for anybody. I'm like, thank you, Muffin. Thank you. But I had a lot of people on TikTok and everything message me and saying, hey, I'm an independent voter, and they turned me away at the polls. I couldn't vote for you. I was like, that's fucked.
Well, now that's not they couldn't vote for you in the primary. So that
Well, I got to get to the primaries first. I got to get there.
Yeah, no, I agree, but
that seems silly.
I got mixed feelings on that, but it's kind of like term limits. I got mixed feelings on that.
I think term limits is fantastic. I think every senator and every congressman should have it.
I hate them at the local level. At the federal level, I got a different opinion on them, but I hate them at the local level. You're always having to retrain the people you want to support what you want to get done.
Well, yeah, but a lot of the ones that are in there too long are like dirty diapers. They got to be changed, and for the same reason.
Well, we don't have any in Oklahoma that's been there too long because of our term limits. So
Darth Plato is saying the parties don't want that competition. Government today exists to serve government, not the people. The people are in the way.
Right?
Now,
100%. Yeah, no, without a doubt.
And Trump is slowly sliding into the swamp himself, and I'm very sad about that.
Well, I wonder
when people had asked him to release those JFK files, he came out and said he wasn't because people like John Papio, whatever the fuck his name is, I can't pronounce that shit. Pompeo. But what you said, yes, who asked him not to and things like that because it might be a national security issue. Like, who's national security? Why would our national security? And he said it was because some of the people might still be alive. Good. Fucking let them be alive because maybe they shouldn't be. So let them. That's the last time we had a decent president.
Right.
And they fucking took him from us.
So this may seem like a weird gear shift, but I want to segue into the New York case that involved Trump. And it may be a bit before you understand the payoff.
Well, hey, before you do that, I got to go.
Yeah.
I'm out. And I'll tell you everything you need to know about the New York case. It's a big fraud. So there you go. That's my take on it.
Well, I mean, I agree, but I'm gonna show my receipts here. But
there you go.
I appreciate you, sir.
I will watch this tomorrow while I'm driving. Well, I'll watch it while I'm driving my truck. I'll listen to it while I'm driving my truck.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, you bet.
Bless you.
Hey, good night, everybody. Have a good evening.
God bless you, Gary. Thank you for coming.
You bet. Bye.
Okay. So
I didn't mean to run him off. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. He legitimately works at 4 a.m. So
oof.
We were lucky to have him as long as we did. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly where you'll stand on this, but I brought you on, so it's my bad.
Damn.
So I don't know what your take on the Trump thing in New York is. Mine, I hate
New York, so I'm probably on Trump's side.
But I've decided that it's bullshit since then. That I'm not saying he's innocent necessarily, but I think that it's bullshit that they did what they did, if that makes any sense. I'm going to play what Mr. Wonderful has said about it. I don't know if you know what he said about it, but I pretty much am with Mr. Wonderful is the one who started to get me to thinking, maybe this is bullshit. And then the more I learned about it, the more shitty I felt it was.
Yesterday in New York, you may have read about it. Crooked judge. He's a crooked judge by a radical left-wing judge, was a lawless and unconstitutional atrocity. It's a sham case. There were no victims, no defaults, no damages, no complaints, no nothing. There was nothing.
Oh, that was former President Donald Trump slamming the judge who fined him more than $350 million in that New York suit.
Yeah, what do you think about that fine?
Actually, it's unconstitutional, and I think it's the Eighth Amendment that is supposed to protect you from excessive fines and punishments.
Exactly.
And how the hell is $355 million not excessive?
Darth Plato, this is the New York case, specifically the one about the overvaluation of his buildings. Again, I'm going to share what Mr. Wonderful says, and then I'm going to share what the appellate judges, what they said about it.
Far from the only one questioning the merits of that case, our next guest says that it might spur a mass exodus business-wise from the Empire State. Let's bring in O'Leary Ventures chairman and Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary. It looks like all roads have brought us to Mr. Wonderful this morning. It's good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
All right. So part of the judgment here, it's not just the dollar amount. Donald Trump is barred from operating a business in New York for 3 years. One of my questions is, all right, let's say this all stands 3 years down the line. Why on earth would he want to come back here to do business after this?
Exactly.
Well, this case.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I know I'm not a millionaire, but doing business with New York, it's not going to happen.
Fuck New York.
It's just going to happen.
There's nothing about New York that's fabulous.
And Matt Cheatwood is texting me. So
Tell him I said meow.
Moira says meow.
Yeah.
Meow, meow, meow. He's on vacation. Hopefully that's
Nice.
okay to share. Nice. Okay. Again, I know that Mr. O'Leary's not a lawyer. I know that, this isn't like having some highfalutin attorney popping up, but it did shift my view of the case, what he says.
Really isn't just about Donald Trump. This is an assault on the 11th sector of the S&P 500, which is real estate. Step back and think about what this means for the state of New York. Development of real estate creates millions of jobs in America. And once the buildings are stabilized and rented out or used for commercial real estate or whatever, they generate cash flow and they're put into REITs. And you and I invest in those, retirees invest in them, and that's how they get income. That's why it became the 11th sector of the S&P. It's so important to the American economy. Very few sectors generate as much cash as this does. And so if you're a developer, you're an entrepreneur, you go to a bank and you say, look, I want to borrow $200 million to build a building. And they say, well, what assets do you have we can secure this loan against? And you point to a building you built before. And you haggle and you argue about the value of that building. This goes on in every city on earth. That's how real estate developers who are entrepreneurs and take risk borrow money. That's exactly what happened here. Now,
do you think he knows what he's talking about, or do you think he's full of crap?
He probably knows more than I do about it, so I don't know. I mean, it makes sense. You want to make sure your building looks like it's worth money so you get a good loan. Like, it makes sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying this, but I'm just remembering when I and my ex-wife bought a house, we didn't tell and I know it's probably different with Trump, but we didn't tell the bank crap about what that house was valued. An assessor came out, evaluated it, and the bank went off of that.
See, that makes sense to me. That makes sense.
I may be misunderstanding the case, but from what I can gather, that's what happened there.
Okay.
So unless they can prove that Trump bribed that assessor, in my humble opinion, there's nothing here.
Well, I mean, isn't there like a website like Zillow or something that tells you how much a building at a certain address is worth?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know what the argument would necessarily be about. I mean, they could just look it up and see what the average price in that area for buildings is in the first place. Exactly. I don't see why they had to be back and forth, and if they did it that way, which sounds like a logical fucking way to go, then I don't see how they could get mad at Trump for overvaluing, because all of New York is overvalued, quite frankly.
Well,
I mean, how the fuck are you going to have a walk-in closet that costs you $2,000 a month? Are you fucking kidding me?
Culture Casino did a video about, I want to say, a month or two ago. There was a 300, I don't want to exaggerate it too much. I hope my memory is not incorrect, but there was a $300 million building that sold for well under $100 million.
Wow.
Their real estate market is collapsing.
Good.
And I would suggest that this is part of the reason why. Darth Plato, you're not wrong. The point of this case, make Trump look bad to ordinary people, not to experts in real estate. The law is being
Oh, yeah.
weaponized.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Do you want me to play any more of this, or do we?
You can if you want. I'm actually got to go refill my sippy cup. So hold on.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll play while you're getting your sippy cup.
Okay. Oh.
All of a sudden, after this is built successfully and finished, for some reason, this judge takes it upon himself to fine this developer. Forget that it's Trump. This is not about Trump anymore. If you're a developer and you see this happen in the state of New York, why would you take the risk to put up this much money and have a judge arbitrarily decide that you are in some form of breach of fraud when no damages occurred at all? And this is the same process that occurs everywhere. This is about the competition of states. I thought before this judgment that the #1 loser state in America was California, which is basically putting itself out of business slowly and surely. But after this judgment, I'm going to make New York the #1 loser state, followed by California, then Massachusetts, New Jersey, Michigan. These are places where taxes are not competitive. Delaware, for example, is now on the loser state list because it's unstable policy on the Elon Musk decision. You don't have to put your money into places where this kind of thing happens. Each of us as investors, we vote with our capital. Why punish?
And so there is that. Essentially, at least according to Mr. Wonderful, granted it's just one person, but
Who's Mr. Wonderful?
He is the guy from Shark Tank.
Oh, okay. That's a fucking weird ass thing to call yourself, but all right.
And I'll be blunt. I never liked the guy. I never did.
I've seen clips and bits of the show. I never really watched, but he seems like a prick.
He seems like a prick, but what he said at least made sense to me.
Right. I'm not saying he's wrong prick. I just, his bedside manners.
He is kind of a prick. So I'm not saying that we need to be like him or we need to
Right.
emulate him or he's.
But if he's right, he's right.
But I think in this case he's right, and every one of my liberal friends, God love and bless them, but every one of them is like, no, this was fraud, this was bad, and I agree with Mr. O'Leary here. It doesn't matter that it's Trump.
Let me go see if I can look up my house's value.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. And DJ Ronnie G is saying, hail and good evening to Fluff Chick Productions. And Darth Plato is saying that he thought Mr. Wonderful was a wrestler. I believe so, but
it does sound like it, though.
It's the guy from the Shark Tank. He's got a gun under that suit.
Oh dear.
I don't know anything about that. I think I'm going to go ahead and skip the rest of it because I think y'all have heard. I mean, feel free to watch the rest of it and let me know if you think I'm full of crap. But I think you got the gist of his argument. But because I don't want to just rely on his opinion, I have, if I'm smart enough to open it, present. This, and I also made sure not to grab a right-wing source because I know Fox was the one that interviewed Mr. Wonderful, and as we all know, Fox is right out, and if you are liberal, you're not going to listen to 2 words that they say. I get it.
I was going to share screen, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, go for it. What have you got?
Okay. It's just kind of like this website. It shows like the estimation of like the value of the house and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, it's easy enough to basically people can look up.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
I'm not really worried it's got my address. I'm easy to find. I don't advise
Gotcha.
anybody to try it, but like, you know,
Right.
but I don't have to go and argue with anybody. I mean, it basically tells, and this is just one
Yes.
website. It says its
Yes.
estimated value, it's estimated what the rent would be, and we have not had an assessor out here in 20 years.
Right.
But they
on,
estimate
right
it, and they can do the same thing. So I don't understand why they wouldn't have done something similar. I mean,
Well,
granted,
and-
it might have been a commercial building,
on.
and I
Maybe-
can't think of the address of a commercial building offhand. But
maybe
I
I should.
assume it's
Maybe
not
I
much
should.
different.
Right. Maybe I should have played the rest of what Mr. Wonderful said. But you know what? I think if it's okay, I'm going to just share what the appellate court had to say.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. They didn't say that Trump was perfect or that he was pure as the wind-driven snow
Right.
or any
Right.
of that. But they were skeptical of the New York civil fraud case against Trump, according to Reuters. Appeals court judges signaled skepticism on Thursday, which this was, how long ago was this? September 26th, so roughly a month ago. Toward the civil fraud case brought by New York State against Donald Trump, as the former president asked them to toss a nearly $500 million judgment against him over real estate business practices that a trial judge declared fraudulent. Justice Arthur Engoron in February ordered Trump, the Republican candidate, to pay $454 million and interest for inflating his net worth to dupe lenders and insurers into giving him better terms. Just in case this matters, the civil case was brought by New York State Attorney General Letitia James. Members of the 5-judge panel on the appellate division, the mid-level state appellate court hearing arguments in Trump's appeal, appeared concerned about possible overreach by James. Two of the judges interrupted Judith Vale, the lawyer arguing for New York, during her opening statement to ask if there were any other examples of the state suing over private business transactions between sophisticated parties under a law aimed at protecting market integrity. Every case, to quote Justice David Friedman, every case you cite involves damage to consumers, damage to the marketplace. We don't have anything like that here, Friedman added, saying that nobody lost any money. The judges also wondered about what constraints applied to the law James cited in bringing the case, one that is typically used to go after fraudsters who target vulnerable consumers. How do we draw a line, or at least put up guardrails? Justice Peter Moulton asked. Vale, the state's deputy solicitor general, said the statute is broadly aimed at stopping fraud and illegality and was therefore appropriate in Trump's case. When risk is injected into the market, that does hurt the counterparties and it does hurt the market as a whole. Now, Moira, what do you think about that statement? I'm not meaning to put you on the spot, but just think about what you know about economics and think about the statement, when risk is injected into the market, that hurts the counterpart.
Well, what do they mean when risk is injected in? It sounds like there's artificial risk being put in there to manipulate market. That's how that sounds. That part right there.
Here's my question. How in the fuck are you supposed to remove, how are you not supposed to inject risk into the market? If you're an entrepreneur, by definition, you are taking a risk.
Yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of risk here and there. But when they say inject risk, it sounds like a market manipulation is what it sounds like. It sounds like an artificially induced risk just by their wording, inject it in. Well, you don't inject things by accident.
Right.
And so it's just, I don't know, it sounds kind of sketchy.
Hey, thank you.
It really does. Just that little tidbit right there. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm going to skip down just a little bit.
I mean, heck, even bad rumors can cause bad fluctuations
Exactly.
in the market. And that's done a lot just to fuck with us.
Exactly. Now, there is some things that the judge say here. So to be intellectually honest, I'll point that out. What is not disputed is the testimony that if the net worth has been as low as $1 million, the deal, oh, well, I guess that's actually for Trump too, would have been exactly the same. There were no victims. There was no complaint.
I'm kind of funny in a weird way. Like, I feel like if there's no victim, there's no crime.
Exactly. The bank, and this, I should have played the rest of what Mr. Wonderful said, but according to him, and I thought it was in here, but I don't see it now, so I may be full of crap, but according to Mr. Wonderful, the bank testified on Trump's behalf. And yet he's guilty.
See,
but
just because so if the bank's not upset, then where's the problem is where I'm at. Like,
Exactly.
Because if someone comes in and they just don't like my attitude, like, so what?
I don't want to be indelicate, and please let me know if you think this is offensive. I've never used this example before because I don't want to be inappropriate.
Uh-oh.
But I think this is a valid thing. Let me know if it's not. Let's say a man and a woman have relations, right?
Right.
And then the man's arrested for forcefully having relations, goes to trial, and the woman says, no, I consented to it. I enjoyed it. I would do it again, but he's still convicted.
Okay.
What would you say to that?
With something like that, though, I would ask: is there any signs of trauma to the body?
Right on. No, and that's
because sometimes people get that Stockholm syndrome or take abuse they
right
shouldn't.
on.
So if the person does not show any signs of brutality, no sign, she didn't need to be hospitalized for it. She wasn't injured in any way. Then I don't see. I think it'd be insane to convict the guy if she's like, "Hey, everything's fine. What the fuck?"
I may be wrong, but I think that's what's going on here. That's not to say that
Right.
Trump is.
So
a great
if
person.
no damage has been done to anyone, then I don't see the problem.
That's what.
And the person is able to consent. I feel like we should add that in.
Yeah.
I don't feel like a 15-year-old can consent. So
Exactly.
to make sure that's understood.
100%.
So if everybody's consenting, there's no harm or damage done to anyone, then I don't see how they're tripping like this.
Yes. And again, I could be full of it. There could be something I'm missing, but that is
Because
my
when there
understanding
is damage done of sorts, then yes, the state can pick up charges, even the other person decides not to.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if there is no harm, there is no damage, there is no party that is suffering in any way, I don't know why they're being fucking pricks.
All right. So now we've established this is the state that's willing to do this to Trump, and maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you think I'm full of crap and Trump deserves to have this happen.
I got a hard on for the whole equal protection under the law, even though it hardly ever gets to be a thing. I am a fan of it.
Well, I'm about to get to the squirrels now.
Squirrel.
Okay, you've probably been wondering why. What the heck is Curtis up to
I do
with
wonder
the
a little.
squirrels?
Squirrel.
Remember?
Oh no! I saw this on TikTok. I think I think we should
Yes.
get the disabled and the elderly out of New York and burn it to the ground.
Yes.
They
this is
they
why I
they, thought,
wanted you to
they
be
took
in
a
on
happy
this.
squirrel and murdered it.
Okay,
Why?
I
I mean, they could have just released it into
cannot-
the wild. Why would you kill it?
Let's
That doesn't even
play
make
this
sense.
And what anyone who doesn't know is going to learn why I just finally decided I had to stream. This fucking state who is
On TikTok.
Trump.
And he even
Also,
tried,
I know
from
you-
what I saw on TikTok, when he first got it and healed it back and made it all better, he even tried to release it and it came back. It didn't want to go out in the wild. It wanted to be with him.
Right.
But even so, if they
Right.
wanted to take the animal, why didn't they just release it in a wildlife refuge? Why kill it? There's no point.
Exactly.
They're hateful people who just like to hurt and kill little animals and hurt people's feelings.
This is the context, and also those of you who were here from the beginning, I showed. I'm yanking on your heartstrings here.
Yeah, I'm very upset right now, and I want to riot and set fire to buildings.
Because you think these are good people, and you think that these are people who went after Trump for justice. This is their justice.
Yeah.
This squirrel was rescued by this man. And according to the AP, the orphan squirrel who became a social media star was euthanized after being seized from the home. I don't know how much patience y'all have got, but I wanted to play at least some of the TMZ report about this.
Because it has gone viral on the internet. Mark Longo and his wife have had this squirrel living with them, Peanut, for about 7 years. He rescued Peanut after witnessing one of its mother get hit by a car, and Peanut's been living with him in upstate New York, and they've been very popular on the internet. Well, there was a raid where the government came in and took away Peanut as well as a raccoon that they had at their home, and they actually have a refuge, a wildlife refuge that they do that they operate. So this was all part of what they do there. For some reason, this raid went down, and they took away the raccoon, they took away Peanut, and we've just learned some really tragic news about what the authorities have done with those animals. But we are actually, in light of that news, really, really grateful that Mark and his wife Daniela are joining us to talk about this.
All right, now I don't even know what to say.
I do, and I want to quote Samuel L. Jackson when I said, I can't remember exactly how it goes. Yeah, they're guilty as hell, and I hope they burn in hell. Oh, I'm glad.
Right,
I hope they die.
Yeah,
I hope
that
they
was
burn in
from
hell. Something like that.
That was from the movie with Sandra Bullock. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. I saw bits and pieces of it, but yes,
he was on trial for murder because he had murdered the men that
hurt his daughter. Yeah,
his daughter.
I didn't know Sandra Bullock was in there. I think Matthew McConaughey was, but I didn't remember Sandra Bullock being in it.
I may have the wrong movie, but yeah. No.
But the point is, yes, I feel like sounding like Samuel L. Jackson about this. Like, I hope they burn in hell. Because, I mean, they already run an animal refuge. Hello? Yeah. That's where animals go. And you took an animal from where animals go. And to kill it. Just because they're horrible people. And apparently, it was apparently a photographer, from what the internet is saying, a photographer they had hired reported it.
And I'm going to say hi to DJ Ronnie G. Yeah, you're sharing the article title, DC euthanized the squirrel in order to test for rabies.
Honestly, I feel like that's not even true. I feel like there should be a blood test. I don't know why they don't, but but the animal was showing no signs of rabies.
Exactly. Let's
he was healthy. He probably had his shots.
Let's see what the gentleman says here and his lovely wife here.
Mark Longo, Daniela Longo, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
So we just learned that they have euthanized Peanut.
And the raccoon as well.
And the raccoon as well. I am so sorry. This must be really difficult for you.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal after they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status. Then
I thought we were supposed to be all kind and loving and sweet toward immigrants.
Not, I guess not if they're they don't think like you want them to.
Exactly.
She's probably conservative. You know what? Maybe they're conservative. Maybe that I think they should be looked up. But honestly,
This,
and ever, oh man,
you didn't
when
know I
say
was
this,
going here with this, did you?
I was worried. I was worried that's what you were talking about. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to get it started if that's what it was. But oh man, if ever there was a time to have your house rigged up with tannerite and ready to play Fortunate Son, that would be it. And kill those idiot fucking cops that came to your door to kill your animals.
Citizen. This is a microcosm, according to Darth Plato, of how far government will go for control. People,
and it's such a weird thing to control too. It's two people taking care of animals. How fucking bizarre! I feel like there's something. I feel like there's something else. I don't know what it is.
We were and maybe so. Look, maybe we'll.
It's still bad. I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out what caused it.
We may find out a month from now that this is a whole Tiger King kind of scenario. But I suspect
no.
Right on.
Cameras in my house. Then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
Now, at least they did get a search warrant.
4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they took them and killed them.
Mark, I'm so sorry. I know one of the agencies was the Department of Environmental Conservation.
Oh, they're fucking crazy.
Did they say?
Isn't that wonderful?
Those environmental agencies will literally take people's homes just because you have a bird living on your fucking property that is special. Like they're fucking, because I didn't know for a while, and this was like 20 years ago. I think we had a horned owl that lived in our woods, and we didn't tell anybody because we were afraid the state would come fucking take our house.
Right.
I think it's moved on. It's been 20 years, but still, like we were scared to tell anybody because we were afraid that they would come and confiscate the property because of the animal.
Exactly.
Say to you when they showed up, like why did they go through all that to get a search warrant for an animal that had been with you very safely, and the world witnessed this for 7 years? Why now suddenly did they show up with a search warrant and take these animals?
We haven't a clue. We don't know who made the complaints. Again, Peanut was a indoor squirrel, not harming anybody. He's been with us for 7 years. Not a single complaint.
Yeah, he's a freaking squirrel. How could he be a threat to anyone?
God damn it.
Complaint was ever filed for this animal.
Anyway,
that's okay.
We had him for 7.
What's that?
The internet is tagging this photographer as being the one that reported on them. Apparently, she was a photographer there. Oh, they are eating her up. I'm looking at her videos, and the comments are shredding this woman alive.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Oh,
Joshua Mowdy. Hello. Thank you for showing up.
The first comment says,
with the wife.
the first person commenting, may whatever happened to the squirrel happen to you. That was the first comment.
Oh, ouch.
You're sick.
Ouch.
Her name is Monica Ann on Facebook. Someone called her Lard Lady. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's just all kinds of, I mean, they are shredding this woman alive. They are eating her up. I also added to it, I said, may your nose fall off from syphilis. Yes, I did. Top comment right there. Yes, I did. Fuck that bitch.
Squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means. He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on TikTok to ever hit 1 million followers. He did every news station around the world. He's helped people. He's helped kids gather joy. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our life and our organization. We used his platform to help raise money for the 300 animals we have at our sanctuary. He was the cornerstone of my life. And I know that might sound a little stupid because it is just a fluffy squirrel.
It doesn't.
A fluffy squirrel got a warrant from a judge. A criminal warrant was issued from a judge in our county to confiscate a squirrel.
I mean, if there's, I have little hope of it myself.
Oh,
I mean, go ahead.
Someone put her cell phone.
Oh, really? Oh, that's.
Oh yeah, one of the comments put her cell phone down.
There are buildings, there are bridges.
Oh yeah. I want you. You need to hear this. You need to hear this. And again, keep all this crap that I've been sharing into perspective as he says this.
Bridges down the street being burned down, and the DEC doesn't do anything about it. But the DEC had enough funding and enough manpower to take 10 officers out of their day jobs to come and raid my house for a squirrel and a raccoon as if I was hiding a tiger.
How did you find out that they euthanized Peanut?
They haven't messaged me. They haven't called me. They haven't given me a formal statement whatsoever. The last time I heard from the DEC was all because of some paperwork.
Did they say to you when they took them that euthanizing them was even on the table? I mean, I'm assuming that they were not.
I'm going to be totally unfair here, but I can't help but say it. Of course they have the money. Trump gave them $400 million.
I hope he takes it back.
I hope he does. I'm
Oh,
sorry. my
and
liberal
they just put
friends,
her
but I hope
address. They
so.
just put her address on here too.
That's
Good. Good.
Oh Lord.
That's what you get for being a terrible person. He causing these little animals to die for no reason.
Exactly.
Didn't carry rabies. Why would they? I just don't understand the euthanizing. Did they mention that was a possibility?
The statement
need to dox
releases
everybody who's
released
involved
that Peanut bit one of the people.
Exactly. No,
Peanut's
I
bitten me
agree.
5 times in 7 years. Peanut also is an
There-
animal that
there
only
should be
knows
heads
me.
rolling.
So why wouldn't you have protective gloves on and protective equipment to allow an animal like him that to bite you? Also, to be honest with you, I don't buy it whatsoever. The fact
I didn't know about squirrels ever in my life, and when I came to Peanut a couple of years ago, like he would have never bitten me. Like he never bit me.
he is meeting people from across the country and even the world. Strangers have come to this house and have held him and comforted him the same way I do. There was no reason for taking this animal away from us and then to put him down, a healthy, happy.
That had come after Trump for basically trumped up things. And look, my liberal friends, if they watch this, they're going to be mad as hell. But the statement was nobody's above the law. There's a pretty dark, sinister freaking side to that. And maybe Trump isn't, but this guy is a victim of that dark side. He's not getting justice, but he's sure getting the full force of the law against him.
Told that the DEC files up on every complaint. We have horses down the street that have been asking and begging the DEC to come and help, and they don't return any phone calls. But you are able to take anonymous complaints from the internet from people that don't even live in this state and turn that into a search warrant. It blows my mind, guys, that this is the outcome of what this state does with their money.
So basically, we have a situation where a squirrel has become a mascot to save an untold number of animals, and they get a complaint and they raid you and they try to ruin your organization in the process. I hope you guys don't let this go.
We will not. We will keep fighting this. The fact of the matter is they just took my best friend for the last 7 years.
And we'll never bring him back.
And the sanctuary is called Peanut's Freedom Farm. And you just took Peanut out of the Freedom Farm of our organization. And everybody looked at it like it was just nothing. Not only that, you just put the entire organization in jeopardy, because I don't know how we're going to fund this organization anymore without this social media. I haven't a clue.
We obviously.
Well, I think a lot of
following the
donations are going to
story,
start coming in after this.
I would hope so.
Oh,
I
so
don't
one of
know.
the comments on here says they called Ruby Ridge a success and they gave out medals and they literally killed a kid. Let that sink in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hadn't even thought about that. So maybe I'm being.
I don't know where he went, but he was probably going to say, maybe I'm being unreasonable. No, you're not being unreasonable. You're not. What's unreasonable is breaking into someone's house. And the fact that I want them to dox the judge. I want them to dox the cops who were involved in this. I wanted them to dox everybody who signed off on kidnapping the animals and killing them. That's what I want. And I'm speaking only for myself. You got to come back. You're still alive. There you
still
are. I was like, you're still alive. You can't leave.
clicked off of the thing, and I was on such a roll. And I got all dramatic, but yeah.
I can hardly hear you. There you are.
Is that a little better? Okay. And I just wanted to let everybody know and kind of maybe inspire people, whichever way you're voting, whichever way, whatever you're going to be doing, we've got to have a better grasp and understanding of what we're up against. So,
Preach, brother.
the rich guy took the poor family's lamb to kill for a dinner. Yeah.
I don't know that story, but that sounds about right.
It's from the Bible. I can't remember
Oh.
exactly the book or verse, but it was when King David slept with Bathsheba and then had her
Oh,
husband.
yeah. He's kind of hoeing around a little bit and got her
The
husband killed or something.
The prophet came to him and said, hey, or he had somebody come to him and say, hey, look, I had this lamb as the only one that I owned, and the rich guy killed my lamb for his dinner instead of one of his own. And David was like, well, this guy needs to be killed, this and that. And then the prophet came forward and said, it's you, dude. You're the one that did it.
Nathan's story. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prophet Nathan. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got. Do you have anything for us, Moira? Was it worth your time?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it was good. Why are you saying
Good.
that? Of course, you're always worth our time. What's wrong with you, silly?
Well, you know,
Are you having are you having a meth day?
Oh no, I was having a decent day until I learned about the squirrel.
Right. That was one of the first things I saw when I got up. I was like, you gotta be shitting me.
And for a while, I just stewed, and then I was like, no, I got to share this. And of course, I did it in my own demented way, but I hope it all kind of fits together.
Demented? Have you heard the things I've been saying? You're nothing. I'm more demented than you. I am way more out of pocket. I say the stuff people are like feel awkward to say. Like
I
you're not being a dick. You're not being illogical. No, not at all.
Well, I guarantee you, though, with love,
I can
and
come up here
respect-
and be the crazy one, so you always look sane. I can do that. I am like the
Good.
crazy wingman.
Good-
I'm so
good
fucking
cop-
loose.
good cop
They'd be
to
like,
that,
"Oh, I thought Curtis was out of pocket, but never mind. Moira's fucking nuts, man. Curtis is all right." You know?
Well, I love you for that, Moira. What's your next stream? What do you have to promote?
We might. I don't know. We might talk some shit about some stuff tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. I'm
Will
thinking
we?
like we can bitch about headlines.
Right
Things-
on, right on.
Things are still a fucking mess.
Oh, they're always a mess.
Well, yeah, but they've just been extra messy because now we have a war and elections. So woo!
Right. Well, I don't know exactly. I don't know about tomorrow, but I know on Tuesday I'm going to do. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get this out of the way. I'm going to do a non-political stream on
Aw.
Tuesday. So none of this, I'm not going to tell you guys to hate New York because they kill squirrels. Or
I
any
will.
of that.
I will absolutely tell you. I will because they're terrible.
Yes, agreed. All right. Unless you have something else, I'm going to start the soft prone music and thank everybody and call it a stream.
You can hang out on my channel. We can bitch about politics and stuff, and that way you
Well-
can keep your promise to everybody here that you weren't going to talk about politics.
I'm willing to do that for at least maybe an hour or two, and then I'm going to have to go to bed. But all right, soft prone. There we go. Thank you very much, Moira, for being on the panel. Thank you, my friend Gary Kennedy, for being on the panel. Whiskey Flats Garden Railroad. His name comes from, he helps out, he volunteers for the train museum in Enid, Oklahoma. So that's what that's all about. Thank you very much, Jeff B, for the thankful, thoughtful comments and for being on here. Thank you very much, Enigma Severus. Thank you for being here and for the thoughtful comments. Check out his channel and check out Moira's, by the way. She'll teach you some stuff you need to know. And Enigma will, he's got some really cool videos on his channel. Bonnie Cleary, faithful bird woman of YouTube. She has wonderful videos of birds. Hopefully, they're not going to come after your birds.
I was going to say, I hope the state doesn't go after her. Yes, I hope not.
Exactly. Sure, probably not. I don't want to exaggerate this too bad, but
it's hard to exaggerate this. Plus, how often does this happen and they didn't have the publicity to get seen?
Exactly. If this had been Cassie, I would basically have maybe 5 people know about it, and I would have just been SOL.
Exactly.
Sashi the man from the future.
They went after somebody who's very popular on TikTok, so they had a huge following when they pulled this stunt.
Yeah, that somebody needs to be fired, if only for that.
I hope the judge is never reelected again.
Amen. I agree with that. I don't know which side I'm on the Oklahoma judges, but I am 100% behind you on those judges not being reelected. Darth Playa, thank you very much for showing up and for your thoughtful comments. There's so many wonderful people in this community. DJ Ronnie G, thank you for showing up and for your thoughtful comments. Check out his channel. He's also got some really cool stuff on there. I learned a bit from him about the Hawaiian situation from a year ago.
Oh yeah, that shit was fucked up.
It was. Mark Monica, thank you very much. Kapla, thank you for showing up and for your kind comments. And I think that's it.
Oh, and about the judges, I actually forgot. One of the reasons I'm going to vote in favor of keeping them is because if we vote them out, not Trump, God help me, Stitt is going to select the other 3 to come in.
Gotcha.
And I don't trust him. He's a scumbag.
I understand.
And he's probably selecting himself some judges, so like in case he, is found to have done bad stuff, he'll be protected.
Right.
So fuck now.
I understand. I totally understand. And I don't know. I need to do more research about it. But
there must be a reason why Stitt wants to select these judges.
But I appreciate your thoughts on it. I sure do. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I know I took a little longer than I expected. I hope we had a good payoff for everything that I was trying to do. And I guess I'll do at least some of my spiel. It's said that life is pain. Anyone trying to tell you otherwise is trying to sell you something. And I am, in fact, trying to sell you something. I'm trying to sell you on the idea that you are, in fact, smart enough and intelligent enough to run your own life. You don't need big governments or big corporations telling you how to do so. Trying to sell you on the idea that liberty is better than freedom, or liberty is better than freedom. Liberty is better than tyranny. Slavery is, or liberty. I'm tired, Laura. But
yeah,
slavery, liberty is better than slavery, and freedom is better than tyranny. And also, please know you are not going mad. You're going sane in a world gone mad. I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.